We interviewed D Haven.
Shout out to D Haven.
Did you know about a D Haven when Jay-Z was first coming up?
Yeah. You know, I'm from Boston, and D Haven's name came up a bunch of times, of course.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, everybody knew D Haven was like Jay's muscle. I mean that.
Oh, okay. So that's
how I looked at it. When I heard D Haven, and then you know what I'm saying. I know a couple of guys from Marcy, and but that's how I looked at it. That's how people looked at me as Dave's muscle. Not knowing that I was making a lot of the business decisions at the source.
Right.
So you know that's how you're looked upon, because D Haven had a rep in Marcy.
Right. Nobody with D Haven.
Yeah, like Jay really wasn't what D Haven was, but that's all right, because that's how it happens. Look, not all the rappers. Well, it's crazy because back in the day, the rapper just had a rap. Now we all from the hood. It's not like you had to go out there and kill somebody. It flipped now to where it's that the rappers, the killers are the ones, because of the internet, getting the most attention. The ones who are killing. The ones who do the most killing. The ones who do the most crime. The ones who are the bravest. The ones who live more dangerous. That shit is backwards as hell.
We had this kind of discussion. They was like, with D Heaven, and they was like, well, what was Jay-Z in the group? And I was like, he was the rapper. They was like, no, what was he? The rapper, nigga.
Right. Right, but that's a big part. That's the money. Like rap money at its peak. Like rap money at its peak is good ass money. And, you know, you ain't gotta be risking your life for it on no corner or risking your freedom. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't downplay that Jay was a rapper. The nigga was a dope ass rapper, and you know what I'm saying? Like, if you a real ass nigga and you the street nigga and you the nigga with the rep, it only makes sense. Play your position. Everybody play their position and we gonna be all right. When the rapper starts trying to play the killer, or when the killer starts trying to play the rappers, where again the lines are getting blurred. And this is where all the problems we're having now.
When you see someone like Jaguar Wright on our platform, and she says a lot of stuff about people, things that she say, and now it comes true. What are your thoughts on that? Do you have any, like...
I mean, it's not just Jaguar, right? Everybody's saying things. People know the more outlandish shit you're gonna say is gonna be it's gonna make the blogs. That's what's gonna get the traffic. That's it now. It's the thing to do now. And it's taken over a lot of people. My thing is, some of the stuff that I've heard Jag say makes perfect sense. You could tell she comes across as intelligent, talented, and then other she says you could just see is just starting up. Because there's no reason to start up with anybody if you're not willing to take the consequences. Right. If you're willing to take the consequences, then you shouldn't be speaking on anybody. Because when the consequences come, then don't. You know what I'm saying? And then people, well, I'll call the police, but that's not fair now.
Benzino isn't sugarcoating a thing. He's calling it exactly how he sees it.
Benzino isn't sugarcoating a thing. He's calling it exactly how he sees it. Jaguar Wright, the once revered R&B singer now known for stirring up controversy, has been making waves with her bold accusations against big names in the industry. But Benzino's warning her to tread carefully, especially when it comes to her claims about Jay-Z. If she keeps speaking out recklessly, she might land herself in serious legal trouble that could turn her world upside down. Let's be real, Benzino knows the music industry inside and out, and he's no stranger to how the legal system works. It looks like Jaguar might be playing a dangerous game.
And actually last week, approximately 4 days ago, Media Takeout ran an article, and in the article they're saying that Jay-Z's legal team is in the process of filing a lawsuit against Jaguar Wright. They're also saying now that Jaguar Wright is actually flustered, backtracking, and now saying that some of the claims that she made against Jay-Z on numerous YouTube shows and podcasts were AI. Now, Jag, as always, we have a great relationship with her over the years. If people don't remember, we were probably the first platform to really make Jaguar Wright known as far, and when she was trying to get her story out there about Malik B, she came to us and said, look, y'all come highly recommended, because a lot of people were hitting her at that time. And it was a powerful interview. Did great numbers and it got a great response. But just want to put that out there, later, foundation for everything. What's your thoughts? First of all, we don't know if Jay-Z is really, media takeout is reporting that, but there's no documents or anything out there. It's just a rumor circulating around. But we do know that Jay-Z went at Piers Morgan for having Jaguar Wright going there with her claims about him.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on these rumors right now, man?
So first and foremost, she's always been good to this platform. She's always been good to us individually. So I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt right now until we find out what's going on. But I'm going to answer the question if it happened. If she is saying that it was AI that did this, it's absolutely ridiculous. That is the craziest thing I've heard in a while, and it's a shame, and it's going to hurt a lot of people, because a lot of people, you got a sector of people that thought she was absolutely batshit crazy, and we brought that up numerous times on our interviews with her. And you got a sector of people who thought that she was 100% telling the truth and used her as a martyr and as a foundation to everything that we've seen kind of go into motion the last few years in regards to, in particular, Diddy and Jay-Z.
Right.
Anytime something come up, Jaguar Wright was right. Jaguar this was the Jaguar Wright was that. So you had a sector of people that really believed in what she was saying, and then you had the other half thinking that she was crazy. So if she comes out and there's a video that her come out saying that she physically was doing AI, or if it is true, it completely washes her. It completely leaves her absolutely irrelevant. And there's no point in doing any more interviews. And I just put it like that. As much respect as I have for her, and I will continue to have for her because of how she's treated us personally.
Jaguar Wright is known for her unapologetic attitude and her readiness to share what she claims is the real truth about some of the biggest names in the music industry. For months, she's been making waves with her explosive allegations. But as Benzino warns, words have consequences, especially when they're aimed at someone like Jay-Z. He's not just any celebrity. He's a billionaire mogul with the power, resources, and legal backing to shut things down in court. If Jaguar keeps pushing the envelope, Benzino believes she might be heading straight for a harsh reality check. It's clear that she's playing with fire, and the fallout could be serious.
Hopefully it's not true, but if it is, it completely diminishes everything she's ever said, and you got to look at all of it with a grain of salt now.
Yeah, because you can't see, if it's like a song or something, that's different. But somebody sitting on camera actually saying something that can be verified numerous times.
You answering questions.
Yeah, you really can't, it probably won't hold up in a court of law. But I'm sure she's felt some type of pressure from Jay-Z. But here's the thing about this whole thing, man. It's like people have turned this thing into an industry now of spreading, whether it be rumors, falsehoods, salacious lies about people. And once you get hot you get hot again, you get hot again. Now it's like the only reason people don't want me to come on their show is to do this type of shit. Is to keep on making shit up and keep on pushing the envelope and pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. We see it now. People that have been around Jay-Z, Dame Dash, all these people. And we got to talk about him too, but that's another thing. Like, it's like now you made a career of lying on somebody. I'm not saying that's what Jaguar, right? I'm sure there's some truth in what she's saying, but you see other people, whether they be bodyguard, security guard, they did a song.
Old producers,
anything. Now, every time you go on the internet, you're talking about this person because it's the scary part is it makes you money now. It gets you attention now. So you keep pushing the envelope. You know what, matter of fact, I saw him over here. He was in a bathhouse with this person. I saw him over there. He tried to do this to me. Like, where was all these stories before? Mm-hmm. Now, all of a sudden, every time something happens, it's a new story. It's a new story. It's a new story. That's the dangerous part because now you're getting compensated for lies. And I think this is what fuels people's desire to continue to lie and drag people down. But it gets to a point where you can keep getting it off. You keep poking the bear. You're poking the bear. You're poking the bear. And then it turns into a Tasha K. Cardi B situation where it's like, look, even if you don't have no money, I'm going to make a fucking example out of you. That's when it gets scary.
Yeah, absolutely. And then when you YouTube, man, see when you start getting checks the way these social media platforms was giving them out based off views, man, it'll change your whole shit. But what it does is it brings out who is genuine and who is just doing it for money, and it brings out the ugly in people.
Yeah.
And when you see that first check, and I don't know what the number could be, but it's typically sweet when you're doing millions and millions of views. That next month, you're getting something probably bigger than you've ever gotten. And let me tell you something. That goes for music. That goes for comedy. That goes for acting. That goes for a lot of these professions out here where you and assuming these people are making a lot of money. Wait till they get their first YouTube check. They switch up their whole shit. You say, oh, now they got a podcast. Now they got this. Now they got that. It ain't no more acting. I'm a content creator. Because them checks be hitting. So you can only imagine when you got a Jaguar Wright or anybody for that matter who comes out and says these things and say controversial things and they get all these views and they start getting compensated for it. Okay, well.
Let's be real. Lawsuits are no joke. This isn't about tossing accusations on Instagram or spilling tea in interviews. When lawyers step in, the game changes completely. Benzino didn't hold back in pointing out the harsh truth. Lawsuits are expensive. It's not just about hiring any lawyer. You need someone skilled enough to go toe-to-toe with the kind of legal team Jay-Z could bring to the table, and that comes with a hefty price tag. Even if you're making some cash from interviews, as Benzino says, that money can dry up fast once the legal bills start piling up. This isn't a fight you can win on a budget.
The Jay-Z news has hit the Wall Street Journal. This is not good for stock, but someone warned us all along, and we have her here to respond. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor, and I am here with the one and only Jaguar Wright. Jaguar, you told us all so. How are you feeling today?
Like Bill Murray in that movie Groundhog's Day.
Oh, yep. You're just you know, this is not surprising to you
at all.
It's wild. I asked you this earlier. You're not enjoying this because this is a tough day because you know look, and I have to say I don't know the truth. But Jaguar has been warning us about Jay-Z. Yeah. Jay-Z has now had an official lawsuit. It's everywhere. It's now being talked about louder than ever. I guess, does that give you some peace to know that people are finally really questioning this man?
It's emboldening me. I spoke on Piers Morgan. I said that I had 3 victims that I've been working with, victims of the Carters, that were ready to come forward. This might help them feel a little more confident now. So this is great because he's been evading. But the thing is, everyone in the backdrop knew that he was the celebrity John Doe. Everybody knew that. They knew it when I did Piers Morgan.
Is Beyonce celebrity B?
I hope to God not. But she was around. And she's very... she's got enough on her plate. After everything that happened with the election and everything that's happening right now, I'm not going to dump on that woman. She got better fish to fry. Well, what I will say is that her husband, she knows exactly who he is.
Yeah.
She knows. She knows.
I want to give you props, though, because on your channel, which I want to plug, you Jaguar Wright Effect, you guys can support it. You posted last night, your first response was reposting the unedited Piers Morgan interview, which I found very ballsy and very telling. And again, this is where it all came from, where Piers Morgan was scared by Alex Spiro, Jay-Z's attorney, proving they are watching and they're being litigious. I got to watch my back, Jaguar. I appreciate you getting that. And I don't want to lose my platform. I can't afford Alex Spiro.
I wouldn't want that for anyone. I don't want anyone to lose their platform.
He's good. He's good, too. Right or wrong.
He's real good.
What I wanted to take this video for is we're going to have Jaguar live tomorrow around 4 p.m. Eastern. She's coming back for a long-form conversation. We're going to hear plenty. If you got questions, come ask them. Jonas, tomorrow, hit the subscribe.
Here's the thing. Once you're in court, it's not about having the most shocking story. It's about proving your case. Jaguar Wright has been incredibly outspoken, but the real question is, can she back up her claims with solid evidence? That's what a lawsuit comes down to: documents, witnesses, and undeniable proof. Talking isn't enough without the receipts. Without them, you lose. And losing in a case like this doesn't just mean public embarrassment. It could cost her everything. If Jay-Z decides to sue for defamation and wins, Jaguar Wright could be on the hook for damages so big they'd leave her flat out. This isn't a battle to enter without solid backing.
You here. I want to say, because people say you're being crazy, but the reality is I think you were onto something before a lot of us, specifically about Jay-Z. And there are some clips I want to watch with you, particularly one of Rihanna that really freaked me out. This clip, guys, if you haven't seen it, which I hadn't seen it until this morning when I saw this headline, Kim found it for me. Let's watch this clip quickly.
Crazy
Let's
that you
watch
haven't
Tyra
seen
pushing
this.
to get this out of Rihanna, and when it does, man, it made me feel very, very uncomfortable.
Audition. Yes. But before I met him, I was so nervous. I was shaking literally. But the moment I walked into the office, the atmosphere was so warm and welcoming.
You had to sing a cappella for him?
Yes, I had to sing. I sang Quando Replay. I sang another ballad from the album last time.
Yeah. So then what did he say to you? He said something to you.
Oh yes, he said, we don't sing songs here, we sing artists. And there was this little pause, and I was nervous. But then he said, and we're interested. And there was this sudden feel of relief.
But then he said something about a window and a door or something.
Oh, then he said, he did it homework.
I did a lot of homework on you, Miss Lady.
He said, there are two ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal signed or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor.
So you was like, where's the pen? Where's the paper? I'm signing.
Yeah.
And
The audience is so uncomfortable. Like, I don't know if Tyra was trying to get that on the record, but my God, what Jaguar? He threatened her. This is her own words coming out of her mouth, and she was a kid at that time, correct?
15-year-old girl who had been flown to the United States without parental supervision or a chaperone, brought to a grown man's office in a large corporate Manhattan building. Everybody knew when she flew in. I was there the day she got signed. Everyone was talking about it. And the 6 hours that she spent with him, and the 4 hours that she spent alone with him with no parental supervision. Her father didn't show up till the next day to come and collect the check.
Well, and there's
This is her life.
The rumors were even beyond that, right? That Jay-Z was cheating on Beyonce with her when she was
Very much
17
so.
is what a lot of this came out through a publicist who later then
Have
had
you
to
spoken
apologize.
to my friend Jonathan Hay? You should talk to Jonathan.
Please.
Because Jonathan was there. He was right there working with Rihanna. And it was right when they started crafting her to be seen as a brand and commodity only and not a person. And when I talk to Jonathan now, just to hear him when he thinks of his teenage daughters, he was like, Rihanna was the same age my girls are now. I couldn't imagine putting my daughters through what we put her through. And then the next thing you know, she was removed from that first team from Pound the Replay and replaced with all new handlers and kept sheltered in Los Angeles, where she was going out to parties and partying at 15, 16, 17 years old, hanging out at the Rainbow Room, hanging out. Yeah, like they.
As Benzino put it, it was all good a week ago. And that's the brutal truth about the entertainment industry. 1 minute you're on top of the world, sharing your story and feeling untouchable. The next, you're slapped with a lawsuit, scrambling to find a lawyer, and watching everything you've built start to fall apart. Let's be real. Jaguar Wright has been in the industry long enough to know how the game works. She's seen how it plays out for other celebrities. They get sued, lose in court, and end up with nothing. So the big question is, why would she risk it all? With everything on the line, is it worth challenging the system that's brought so many others down? She dives in to start a filming project.
Would a man put a gun in your head and tell you sing, or he's gonna blow your brains out while he's raping you? That's what Sean Carter done to me. That's what Sean Carter done to me. That's what Sean Carter done to me. That's what Sean Carter done to me.
Wow.
What's wrong, and you only
What the point in talking about it? Because don't nobody want to believe it. No way.
I believe that shit. There's no way you. What's the purpose of lying? Why you ain't sued? Why this nigga ain't sued you?
See, this the thing. That's why I didn't talk about what happened to me. Because I knew that they would say that I was making it up. So instead, I spoke up for other people with things that I knew to be true. Because that you can't say is self-generated.
I wondered it because I was wondering in my spirit because I'm an activist.
I'm no different. I'm a victim, no different than the rest of them, which is how I know they all victims. Because I'm one too.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I felt that from the beginning, Jag.
Yeah.
We just ain't never been able to be on here to do it because I was like, how the
you don't know what it feels like to wake up in your hotel room and to know that your husband left and was paid to leave, and that nigga is sitting there waiting for you to wake up, watching you sleep. Or the car that comes and picks you up. And you better get it.
Now, before I play further context of the conversation between this gentleman here and Jaguar Wright going back and forth about the authenticity of these clips, I will say, to give her some leeway, not much, but some, it's pretty clear that the videos have been cut in some areas. I do the same thing on my channel. Sometimes people ramble. Sometimes people say a bunch of stuff that's not relevant to the actual subject at hand. They go off on a tangent and then they bring it back home and talk. And I'll splice out the unnecessary parts of the speech, right?
What's really interesting is Benzino's perspective on Jaguar Wright's recent behavior. He's pointed out that she's been backpedaling. One moment she's in interviews making bold and shocking claims about Jay-Z. The next, she's softening her stance, saying, "I didn't say that." It's a classic sign that someone knows they've crossed a line. It's like when you're a kid and blurt out something you shouldn't, only to start backtracking because you're afraid of the consequences. But in this case, the consequences aren't just a slap on the wrist. They're the looming threat of a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. She's walking a dangerous tightrope, and the stakes keep getting higher. Yes, my lord. This was by no means an accident.
That's pretty crazy. Number one, to have a husband that's able to be paid to leave so somebody could come do something to you, if this is, true, that's crazy. To think that you're married to somebody who could be paid off to allow something heinous to happen to you. But number two, we can't say for certain that last piece was referencing Jay-Z. We do know she said she knows what it's like to be held down and taken advantage of, blah, blah, blah. And she came out and said, that's what Sean Carter done to me. That's what Jay-Z done to me. There's that part. We can't overlook that. But there is that last portion, which was demonstrably, you could see it was cut. I can't say for certain that she was talking about him in that spot. But this is where they're about to get into it, because she saw him on YouTube playing these clips of her speaking, talking about Jay-Z, accusing him of these sexual crimes. And now she's threatening this guy here, who's in the center of my screen, for playing it. She threatens him and says, if your video continues to be up, you're going to suffer.
Yo, I'm kind of laughing because somebody mentioned this, like, Tiffany Haddish didn't say nothing. And I forgot Tiffany Haddish was there. Listen, Tiffany Haddish was all like, get me the f*** out of here. And thank you, Unplugged Matrix. I appreciate that. Okay, I think this is Jag. Hello, Jag, is this you? Hello?
You know it's me. You're pathetic. And I just want to let you know this. That chopped and screwed bullshit you just played, that Star edited up and doctored up from that live that I did with Essie Berry and Tiffany Haddish, you are now publishing a lie. You
No,
know,
I
when
just
Star,
chopped it to repeat
excuse
it
me,
where you said Sean
no, 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 no,
Carter.
no. You chopped and screwed it because everything that you just played wasn't in concession. It was not consecutive. Y'all took that and mixed it up and screwed it up. But that's okay. Because the story that Star is trying to convince all of you to run with about me saying that Sean Carter did that to me, that wasn't Sean Carter.
I don't know. I don't see Jay-Z wasting his time because I think he got, her to back off with the Piers Morgan thing. I haven't heard her really talking about it anymore, but if he did something to you, if it's the truth, stand on it.
Yeah, please stand on it.
Please.
Yeah.
Because we when we bring people on, we want to take your word for it. And we know some people be bullshitting. We get it, but we don't really know. All we could do is ask questions to try to get to the truth. But we weren't there. But it's your duty to, when you go on these shows, to be truthful.
Yeah.
And I think some things she was truthful about, and some things have been embellished, like a lot of people do. She's not the only one. Yeah. A lot of people have embellished stuff over and over. But when you go too far to say if somebody actually had their way with you, right? That's serious. And you're Jay-Z, you gotta take that shit serious.
Yeah.
Because look what's going on now.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? We've had how many interviews could you think about that we've done over these last 8 years or so where we sat back and listened to the person, they are lying.
Oh yeah.
We can't vet them. The information that they gave us, we cannot backtrack it. We cannot confirm. When we first initially even brought Jaguar Wright on, and we were presented with that interview, first thing we did was vet. Okay, yes, she was around this person, was around this person, was around this. Okay, word.
That's a fact.
Talking about Common and Jay-Z and whoever else she was talking about. We did some vetting. Okay, she was around. She was around.
Yeah.
So yes, these situations and these circumstances, as crazy and as mind blowing as they sound and seem, they could be true because there's some type of backing on that. She's been around these people. Some people never been around some of these. If y'all only knew. We probably have a whole catalog of interviews with people saying the most wildest shit about celebrities.
Shit that we done. We actually record, never put them up.
Never put them up. Because it was just like, nah, this is out of this fucking world crazy. So we try to vet and do our best, but we also, and y'all know us, we stand on this. We ask questions and we get out the way and let people tell their truth. Now, whether they're telling the truth, that's up to them. But we allow them to tell their truth.
Yeah, I can remember them on French Montana. Remember that joint?
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking about. That's exactly what I was thinking about.
This chick was claiming, we could talk about it, we never put it up. The chick was pretty much claiming that French Montana had a baby with her and left him with the baby. And it was just like, we never kind of knew. And it was just like, And we was greedy and thirsty, we would throw it up.
Oh, yeah.
But that could come, repercussions. And we have never, had anything blow up in our face, like that because, we try to do as much vetting as possible. Like when people say, I was this person's producer, I was with this person. And you got to check into this shit
Gotta
first.
make sure, yeah.
And let's not forget who we're dealing with here. Jay-Z isn't just a rapper. He's a savvy businessman with a reputation to protect. He's got top-tier lawyers on speed dial, experts in handling situations exactly like this. If Jay-Z decides to take action against Jaguar Wright, he won't do it halfway. He'll go all in with the best legal team, the smartest strategy, and the resources to keep the case going for as long as it takes. Meanwhile, Jay-Z can afford to play the long game. For someone at his level, all it takes is opening the checkbook. He writes a check and his lawyers handle the rest, making it a battle that Jaguar might not be ready for.
Say it's going to be it's going to make the blogs. That's what's going to get the traffic. That's it now. It's the thing to do now. And it's taken over a lot of people. My thing is, some of the stuff that I've heard Jag say makes perfect sense. You can tell she comes across as intelligent, talented, and then other she says you could just see is just starting up. Because there's no reason to start up with anybody if you're not willing to take the consequences. If you want to take the consequences, then you shouldn't be speaking on anybody. Because when the consequences come, then don't, you know what I'm saying? And then people, well, I'll call the police, but that's not fair now. That's like, you're not playing fair. Like, you're starting the problem. Somebody sees you in person, reacts, and you call the police on them over the shit that you started. That's not manly and it's not womanly. And there's too many people that do it. Charleston White does it. It's just not, you don't got to antagonize to get your point across, and you ain't got to, just to get your point across, start problems with people.
Well, I think people do it because that's what people want to see, almost, kind of. Like, what is that? What do you think that's about? Like the audience?
Yeah, but people want to see. But if we live by what people want to see, do you understand what type of life that would be? What about your own integrity and your own?
Right.
And then if you are for the culture, then you have to know that you're causing more damage than you are good. I mean, all this about I'm a community activist and I've done this for the community. How can you be doing this and you're causing problems, disrespecting people on a daily basis? Black people who are in the struggle every day, all day. Right. How does that help the culture?
Right.
Like that's bozo shit to me.
Well, he says, that he's doing it. He's just putting on a character for the internet.
That's an excuse. Look, Charleston White. One half of Charleston White could be where Martin and Malcolm is. All right, well, maybe. But the other half is a bunch of con man weirdo shit. And to me, it comes across as a nigga that didn't get too much back in the day. That now you get a little bit of fame and fortune, you see how this you're getting it, so you're gonna do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like when you a comfortable nigga that always was good with the women, you don't do this dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Like his mind, how the f is that helping these guys? How is that helping these guys' parents? How is that helping anything? You're just helping the system eat them up like everything else. I don't get it. And then, the problem is people like Charleston, everybody see people in the comments, oh, I love him. Nobody can make me hate him. He ate that up. Like, when you look, I want people to dig deeper at these type of people who are commenting like that and see who that type of person is. And like, you're happy because they don't even got their shit together. Look at the people who are commenting and go in a little deeper and be like, this is the support you want from them. They're just saying that just to be a part of something. People know how people are crying out so much to be a part of something that they want to be a part of something in the comment section. They don't mind coming every day being a commenter because they're a part of the other commenters. What they say is not even the point. It's just the fact that they're a part of something. Charleston could do us a lot more good if he stopped with all that other extra. If you for the community, you're doing the same thing that you talking about, you done became. Since you can't rap, you everything else but not kicking. You want to be the entertainer.
Now
wearing the Confederate flags and all that. Like, there's no, and if you go for an excuse for that, I'm in character. Then you're just as much of a bozo as he is at times. And I don't got no beef with him because I think he's a smart, intelligent man that can do good. But he's took a left turn. Again, his celebrity has gotten the best of him, where he's just saying and I'm sure he'll get on here and try to say some. I ain't got no problems with him. I got no problems with no